Across the world, every leader, every nation is trying to address the world's biggest problem, and that is global warming. Now, this has been going on for decades, and it is at the point of breaking. This is a serious problem, and the world needs to address it now. That is why you're seeing £1 trillion of infrastructure bills being passed in America just last week by President Biden. The UK is increasing its global commitments with targets of 50+% cars being all EV by 2030. All this means is there's going to be one hell of a rise in lithium, baby, and we're talking all about lithium mining today, guys. So if you're interested in this, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Something that happens by chance, I think not.
What's the crack, everyone? Welcome back to Buy, Hold, Sell. I hope, of course, you are all well. My name's Damien, and we're talking again about lithium. On this channel, guys, I've talked religiously about lithium, the demand for it, mining stocks, battery recycling, all of that good stuff. And I'll share the link here for anyone interested in going into my battery mining playlist, where you can go in and see some of the stocks that we have covered on this channel. As I said at the start of this, Biden has made a commitment that 50+% of cars in America must be EV, which will mean that the lithium demand is going to rise. And that's very ambitious, guys. That's 8 years away. 50% of cars in America produced will be all on lithium batteries, EV plays, which means a hell of a lot bigger infrastructure. The reason why we've talked about the £75 billion, and that is just a small part of it, £75 billion towards that infrastructure to get you your charging stations, to get the roads, to get all the infrastructure in place to be able to support a world living on electric vehicles. To meet these targets, America and the rest of the world will have to increase its lithium supply, and to do that, that's where all these mining companies are going to come in. We could talk all day about the big boys in that space, but this channel, what I'm trying to do is cover other stocks. We're trying to cover the lesser known stocks, the up and coming stocks, fingers crossed at least anyway. And the idea being is taking a bit of a risk, a bit of a gamble on the fact that the demand is going to be so great that these companies are going to get a little taste of it. And already covering these stocks for the last sort of year, we've already seen that that is the case across the board on the majority. We're seeing articles like this: raw material shortage. The global car industry has set an ambitious goal of reducing CO2 by 2030, and demand for EV batteries growing at enormous speed. China accounts for 75% of all battery production globally, and almost 80% of the refining capacity for rare minerals of EV production. According to the International Energy Agency, the number of EVs will reach 56 million units by 2050. In the same year, the amount of material required for lithium-ion batteries will rise to 2,000 million tons, 30 times the amount needed in 2015. For the 2.1 million EVs sold last year, 65 kilotons of nickel, 19 kilotons of cobalt, 17 kilotons of lithium were consumed by 2030. These numbers are expected to grow: 925 kilotons of nickel, 185 lithium, 180 cobalt. We've heard about the shortages. Volvo, Audi, Volkswagen in the factories in Brussels respectively had to shut down due to shortages.
Nothing left. I've got nothing left.
Prices are rising, obviously supply and demand, as we know. The US only has one lithium mine producing 5,000 tons a year, accounting for less than 2% of the global supply. On the other hand, by 2030, the EU will be needing 18 times more lithium and 5 times more cobalt than the current requirements. Eventually, the EV industry is embracing outsourcing and innovation to solve the raw material shortage. Many articles are reporting this. Experts warn electric vehicle rollout could slow due to lithium shortage risks. This is the Independent. EV sales could slow within the next few years due to a worldwide deficit in the lithium needed for the car batteries, according to experts. Lithium demand could triple by 2025 to 1 million tons per year, and then double again to 2 million tons by the year 2030, the year the UK plans to ban new petrol and diesel car sales. So America's trying to do 50%, the UK is saying no more come 2030. Lithium market shortage by 2023 to 2024, given that the lithium demand should grow at a 20% compound annual growth rate through at least the middle of this decade. incredible gains, guys. And if that's the kind of growth we're going to be seeing in lithium, then only makes sense the stocks in that space will see similar or very good gains. But within the mining, guys, you can see here the market is currently rather small, 80,000 tons produced globally in 2020, and only about 70% of that was battery capable. It's all to do with the extraction process. We've covered stocks on this channel that perhaps are doing that a lot better than other companies, again giving them the niche. Which leads me to this article. Tesla files new patent on lithium extraction method. Tesla has filed a new patent on lithium extraction, offering environmental friendlier means of extraction than current techniques. Clear as day, every country around the world wants to go green. We've seen the unfortunate damage to the wildlife, environmental, temperatures rising, global ice caps melting. We've seen the damage we've done to the environment. It's been going on for too long. We need to take dramatic action now, and to do this, we're going to have to increase our lithium. The top 5 largest lithium mining companies in the world, as you can see here, guys, this is the only American one going. Huge, big spaces, guys. We've talked about some of these in previous videos because they are the big boys. I am prepared to take more of a risk. We've talked about Glencore on this channel. We've talked about deals with them. We've talked about Tesla on this channel. We've just covered an article there. So I'm going to exclude them. They're all in the play. Of course they are. And I'm invested in Glencore, in Tesla. I love them stocks. But these are the ones that I'm more talking about because these are sort of the higher risk. We're doing something a bit different with these stocks, okay? So this is my playlist here, guys. 35 videos to date. You can go down, you can have a look at different ones that we're talking about, but some of the ones we've talked about is Frontier Lithium, developing a world-class lithium resource in North America. So our Canadian friends in Ontario, we've talked about that. I'm not going to say too much. You can go in and check out the links. I'll share the link here for my more recent Frontier Lithium video, but the idea is more closer to home, great big resource. Fingers crossed, that's going to be a big play down the road. We've talked about Codal Minerals on this channel, guys, connecting with emerging lithium opportunity, which is based in West Africa. Again, we've talked about it. I'll share the link here. You can go in and check all about Codal, but let's have a look at some of the gains on Codal. We've been in this stock for months, guys, and as you can see, it's just went up, 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 and away, guys. Why? The demand's going. We've also rolled the dice on Premier African Minerals. Africa is one of the big resources for lithium, so we've explored a few in that area. We've came up with Premier African Minerals, and when we go to the charts, we can also see, guys, high rises, high gains. The demand is there. If we even look at the day chart, guys, it's looking like there's a buy coming in. It's a good time to be buying on the lithium plays. But within all of these types of plays, guys, and there's many more, again, you go into the playlist and check them out, there is cons. It is bad for the environment. Mining has been historically bad for the environment, so you're looking for ones that do something a bit different. We've talked about ABML, American Battery Metals, or American Battery Technology soon to be, and what they're about is actually the after process. They are the ones that are going to come in and recycle the batteries. So we're thinking far ahead, guys. We're thinking about not only getting the resource and making the batteries, we're also thinking about how recycling, what companies can do it a bit better, more efficient, more greener. We've talked about the Tesla article there. They're all about trying to do it in a cleaner, greener way, which makes sense. We've also covered on this channel Aqua Metals, Aqua Refining, their exclusive patent technology, the world's only proven lead recycling technology for lead acid batteries. We've talked about lead, not just lithium, enabling the 65 billion lead industry to go greener. We've talked about Aqua Metals in the channel. Again, share the link. Lead is more better for longer, long journeys. So you're talking about your big semi trucks, things like that. They can hold and store energy for longer, but they're heavy. So they're not going to be great for your everyday car, but they're great in that space. So we're trying to get diversity. We're trying to spread the load. Yes, we're going for more high risk, lesser known companies, but this is what it's all about for me. So we're rolling the dice, we're spreading the money across, and it only takes 2-3 of these to hit out of the half a dozen that we have. So that's the idea, guys. Lithium is going to be massive. There's no doubt about it. It's trying to pick the right ones. I would love to get your comments down below. I'm looking at another 2 mining lithium plays. So please, anyone that has any good plays, something that is looking good, hot, something that's perhaps a bit different. We've talked about the exploration of 99.99% pure. We've got these kind of stocks. These are the ones that I'm interested in. Ones that are doing something a wee bit different. I don't mind taking high risk because I'm young, because I've got time to ride these things out. I do expect these to be long holds, and anyone investing in these should expect that. You know, look for the big gains over the next 5-10 years, as all the reports are talking about. But get in early, gain early. That's the way I look at it. And if you're interested in gaining, down in the links below there is a link to free trade where you can get a share up to £200 just from joining, and you can start growing your portfolio in the mining or whatever else it may be. Until next time, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Lithium all the way. Peace.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Something that happens by chance, I think not.